What's up, YouTube? Welcome to the Coffee Pod. My name is Shishi Zed.
Drink the coffee, it'll make you feel better.
How I knew she was the woman I wanted to marry. No more wasting time. Let's get it.
I just heard this conversation on the radio, so I had to bring it to TikTok.
Let's hear it.
Fellas, stitch this. What did your woman do different from the others to make you say she's the one? I'll go first. Before I reached the age of 22 and met Danielle, I went through a lot of toxic relationships. And when I met Danielle and she wasn't nagging, complaining, fussing, fighting, I was like, yeah, she must not like me. Then I seen her cry when I had to leave her mama's house. We got her. And judging by my past relationships, I decided to give her a little test. After 3 months of dating, we went out bowling with some friends. And let me tell you, fellas, this plan could have backfired on me at any moment. So please don't try this at home. I had told Danielle I had just paid all my bills. I couldn't go and I was broke. She wanted to really spend time with me, so she said, I got us. So, of course, being a gentleman, I said, you know what? You get to bowling, I go ahead and grab dinner. She not only paid for bowling, but we got to the restaurant. She folded up a $50 bill and slid it to me under the table. I've only seen this done by my mother and aunts. So, yeah, I was about to get on one knee right then and there. And not only did she pay, but she did it very discreetly. The very next weekend, I kid you not, I went ring shopping with my best friend. Now she in my house sucking down all my money. Fellas!
Oh, man. All right, guys. So that's a pretty cool story there. So he had a woman who proved that she would stick with him through hard times. What do you guys think of that? As always, we're going to check out some of these comments. What the people have to say. First comment here says she made an investment in her future. Yeah, it sounds like he was a responsible guy and got on his 2 feet. And she saw and believed in him. And I think for most guys, they sit there and they're like, okay, that's the type of woman I want, and I want to wait for that type of woman. Hate to burst your bubble, man. For the majority of men out here, waiting for this type of woman is not a realistic plan. And when I say this, guys, I want to be very careful because it sounded like, from what I heard, he didn't have his own spot in the beginning. He was staying with her mom and they took him in. So before she saw the fruits of his labor and what he was capable of, she chose to stick by his side. And she said, you know what? I see potential in you. Does that happen? Yes. For most women, you need to get your shit together first. And I'm not telling that man that's what he should have done. I'm telling men out here who are waiting for this woman who's going to come while they're living in their mom's house and be like, I believe in you, babe. Don't worry, I'll pay for dates. It's amazing when it happens. Today's day and age, the advice, the plan that works is for you to figure yourself out financially first, at least be able to, get your own spot, whatever. And then you become a more attractive partner. But it's not what a lot of guys don't want to hear. They don't like that coffee.
I hate coffee. It's so strong.
But who knows? Maybe you might be lucky, right? Run into a woman like this. Another comment here from another woman says, I've done that and it wasn't appreciated. It was taken advantage of. Somebody else responded back to her and says, so the Lord showed you that he was not the one. Another comment here from another woman says, you said paid the bills, meaning you're responsible and not selfish or childish. That is true. He's taking care of himself. She thought you deserved a treat for working hard. Another woman responded, exactly. The problem listen, what these women missed is that she believed in him before he got to the place where he was responsible. And maybe he got to the place where he had his own spot, was paying his bills, etc. Most women today in that situation with that type of financial hardship, they're not sticking around. They're not sticking around. And again, what I'm trying to say is this is the difference between she's with me because she loves me and believes in me. Yes, that may be true, but don't forget, a woman's love is always based on your burden of performance. It is in her nature. Another comment here says, my mom taught me at a young age to slide the money or give the credit card ahead of time so the man doesn't feel emasculated. It's okay to pay sometimes. Another woman responded to her and disagreed and says, I'm not sliding the money to him if his ego is scared because a stranger saw he didn't pay. Grow up, she says. Just because the woman pays doesn't mean he broke. And of course, you have two different types of women here. Most women know that a man takes pride in providing, and that's why they do that. Let me make this make sense for some people who may not understand it. This is also like you being hungry as hell and you want food right now, and your girl being like, oh babe, I'll make you something, but you really don't want to eat what she's gonna make, right? You want to go across the street or DoorDash some food, but because you know it is in a woman's nature to want to nurture a man, you say, okay, sounds good. I will wait an extra 30 minutes to an hour to eat a delicious meal, because I understand that you also take pride and joy in this exact thing. I think for most women, when it comes to being with a man during hard times, why I always encourage men to take responsibility, you're actually trying to make your situation better. I encourage men to do this because there are women out here who, when they see that you're a guy who's waking up, you're trying to get another job, applying for jobs, you're not afraid to work. That's enough for a lot of women to hang in there with you, right? The guy who I'm against, the guy who's sitting there going, I want a woman who's going to be with me no matter what, no matter how I act. It doesn't exist. It doesn't happen. Another chick here says, I was a woman like that before I got my heart broken. Please treat her well. Listen to this. She's upset. She's upset that that man found himself a good woman. Another comment here reads, she stayed with me at my lowest, didn't have my own place, and we stayed at a motel when she visited. He says, now married with a new house and trying to have a baby. That's what's up. A lot of women who are complaining and saying, oh, I did this and it didn't work. These are women who were trying to lock down pookies. These weren't men who were showing a track record of self-improvement, as in you're trying to improve your situation. Nah, they're trying to be number one in a rotation with a guy who's constantly cheating on them, juggling them, man who's not responsible. A lot of these women complain and be like, yeah, I tried to do that, but he cheated on me with his 3 other babies. Like, nah, it's not what we're talking about. Another comment here says, nah, I'm not sliding my card or money under the table for a dude to save face. She says, if I'm paying, then I'm paying. The chick has Shrek as her photo, which I can assume she probably looks like that in real life. Another comment here says, I never realized the scenario of sliding money to allow the man to look like they paid for so common. This the 5th time I've heard something like this. Yeah, I already explained that scenario and used the female example as well. Listen, guys, as always, curious to know what you think. Leave your comments down below. I appreciate you for checking out yet another episode of The Coffee Pot. Till next time, I'm out. Peace.